Thank you, Peg. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What an honor it is for me to be here, and thank you for the invitation. And first, let me say it's an honor to serve in an administration that has a great leader that we have in Ruth Ann Minner and John Carney. They are the architects of our Homeland Security plans here in our great state. It's also an honor to be here with officials from Sussex County, from Georgetown, our great city. Mr. Mayor, good to see you today. And, you know, Homeland Security is made up of hometown security. It's a grassroots effort. And we have a lot of folks on the payroll here in our state, our county, and our cities and towns that do a magnificent job every day. We have members of 38 police departments that answer the call every time that call comes across the air. We have so many volunteer firefighters out here. We have members of the National Guard. We have our citizen soldiers that are in harm's way today. We are a country at war. Many of them from the state police and other state agencies that we bid farewell to as they went into harm's way just the other day, and our governor saluted them as they departed for duty overseas. But we have folks that aren't on the payroll, and that's you. You answer the call each and every time. As we know, roughly 150,000 of you throughout the country, and many have famous names. Some have names that aren't as well known, but your hometown heroes nonetheless. As we know, the hurricanes that we've seen in Florida, without your able efforts of your industry and your hobby, your profession, we would not have been able to communicate. I realized that a number of years ago when my Chief Information Officer, Tom Steele, pointed that out to me. And the fact that we didn't have the ability to communicate with ham radio operators on many of our mobile command posts. Well, I'm here to tell you we corrected that right away. And you're seeing that in living proof here today with members of the Delaware State Police set up here. The fact of the matter is that life as we know it on September 10th, 2001 will never be the same again. If you recall tragically, when the towers came down in New York, the last thing you saw when they came down were the antennas on the top. And there went the ability to communicate for many of us. And it's the constant theme that we hear today, from the 911 Commission report to state and local officials saying we need to be able to communicate. Well, with all due respect, you all figured that out a long time ago and have done a magnificent job with it as well. We're very proud of the fact that we have Communications Corps, ComCorps, as part of our Citizens Corps effort here in Homeland Security under DEMA, under our Director Jamie Turner. We're very proud of the fact that we have a number of officials in law enforcement and in the fire service and our EMTs that are part of your effort as well. I'm here today to say, first of all, thank you. Thank you for taking your time. Thank you for taking your money to invest it in hometown security. It may be a hobby to you, but it pays big dividends to all of us here in our great state. Now, secondly, I'm here to say that you have our continued partnership from the state level, from the governor's office on down. And by the way, there are 50 states and 56, including territories, that make up our great country. I venture to say, and it would be wonderful if they were all there today, but I'll tell you what, I'll bet that not all states have their top elected official celebrating today, but we do here in the first state. And that's a real tribute to you. And it's through her effort and through the efforts of our Lieutenant Governor, John Carney, that I make the promise to you that we will continue to work with you. We will continue to work for you. We will continue to make great strides together as we look at other model policies, as we look at other funding opportunities, albeit Homeland Security money or state money or local money, whatever it may be. Perhaps it's more portable antennas, and something we've been looking at in terms of a big threat that we face here. We're in hurricane season right now, and we know that not all of our towers will withstand Category 5 winds. Well, Okay, if that's the case, heaven forbid, we don't want to see it, but if it did happen, then how would we sustain our ability to communicate? Perhaps we need to recognize that we need to strategically place trailers such as we have out here, those that are available through Homeland Security money throughout the state, so that we can continue to have this network that you have provided for us, so that we can provide emergency response capability and so forth, to take advantage of technology that is out there today. That is our pledge to you, and our never-ending gratitude to you for your families, for yourselves, for your hard-earned money, your time and your effort to make the first state in our ability to communicate, the first state in terms of partnership between state, local, and communities. You are our hometown heroes that make up hometown and Homeland Security. We thank you.
Okay. And we very much appreciate the effort. Your department, the DEMA, Mr. Turner, Colonel Smith, and Justin Case have played working with us this day. Next on our program is a presentation by Mr. Dave Baker, the Sussex County Administrator.
Thank you, Governor Benner, Secretary Mitchell, Mayor Wyatt, and Mr. Stormer and Pat. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I also, on behalf of the Sussex County Council, would like to recognize you for your contributions towards emergency services. The new County Emergency Operations Center, which is just behind us here, will be operational by winter, and we have a room set aside for ham radio operations in the new Emergency Operations Center. We also, in the budget that was just passed by the County Council this past Tuesday, there are funds for radio equipment to equip that room for your use if there is an emergency. I do have several tributes on behalf of the Sussex County Council to honor you for your service to the public and your on-call status that would help us. And I know I, for one, and I'm sure Governor Minner and Secretary Mitchell hope we never have to call you for your service during a time of a natural disaster or a major emergency. But we are comforted to know that you are ready and you are very willing to help with emergencies as needed. And with that, I have two different tributes, one for each club, but they read the same. And I'll just read one. Tribute from the Sussex County Council. Be it hereby known to all that the Sussex County Council honors the Sussex Amateur Radio Association and the Nanticoke Amateur Radio Club for its efforts to promote the benefits of amateur radio, which connects communities and cultures across the globe and provides a critical public safety link when other forms of communication are promised in crisis situations. As other amateur radio clubs across the nation celebrate Amateur Radio Week, including the Field Day celebration held June 23rd and 24th at the Sussex County Airport, the Sussex County Council hereby extends its sincerest appreciation to ham operators and encourages all Sussex Countyans to recognize them for their dedication to this unique form of communication. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Baker.